Yep. What's up, everybody? Hello. It's Bill and Chris.
Yeah,
I mean,
sounds like we're sneaking into their house. Hey, you didn't want us here, but here we are.
It'd be like,
Yeah.
hey, buddy, time to get up. That's me every morning with Travis. Starts that way, and it's like, hey, asshole, get up.
Yeah.
You gotta be in school. You gotta be in school in 14 minutes, and it takes 15 minutes to walk there.
Oh,
get up.
Jeez.
Welcome back, everybody, to Outside the Cinema, your weekly source for cult movie discussions. We are your hosts. I'm Bill. That's Chris. Say hello to everyone, Chris.
Hello to everyone, Chris.
Hello to everyone, Chris.
Yeah.
Perfection personified.
That's what you asked for. It's what you asked for.
It is. No, hey, I appreciate you following through. I may have to jump out quickly momentarily. I have a delivery coming today that apparently needs to be signed for, despite my best efforts to be like, just leave it at the door.
Yeah.
But so if you hear me go, hang on, and I jaunt out for like 30 seconds, that's why.
It's all right.
But yeah, so how you doing?
You asked me when I start to yawn. I'm doing okay.
Just tired, apparently.
Things are just moving along. Yeah, it's one of those weeks where it's one big event is gonna like wrap up on Wednesday night, and I think I'm all set on my end, but they may change it, and then we have this huge thing coming up, and I'm not saying, well, I'll talk about it after, but it's a big thing, like we're closing the museum for it, and once that's over, I'm gonna take a couple days off because this has been a little stressful. We gotta make sure everything's right. Not that that all the time. But this is a unique situation for next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, next week.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Love it. Nothing genre film related, but film related.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't really have anything new. Don't Forget to Leave is coming this fall. I can't tell you when. I don't have an okay yet.
Oh.
But I just want you guys to know that my wedding anniversary is October 21st this year.
Wait, what day was it last year?
October 21st.
Okay.
It's always been October 21st, but we'll be celebrating on October 21st. And also, just so you know that Don't Forget to Leave is getting released this fall. But don't forget about my anniversary, October 21st.
Right. 10 days before Halloween.
Right.
October 21st.
Right. But Don't Forget to Leave is getting released this fall. Hopefully, in the month of October. But I'm going to be celebrating my anniversary October 21st.
Well, that's really great that it'll be released in the same month that the day of your anniversary is. Did you say that was October 11th?
No, I didn't. I said it was October 21st.
See? Right. Now everybody's going to remember because I pretended to mess it up.
No, but it's my anniversary is October 21st.
Nice.
I actually will. It actually, that truly is. I mean, most of you can probably pick up what I'm putting down here, but like, my actual wedding anniversary is October 21st, and Mel and I will be married for 20 years this year.
Wow.
Yeah, a long time.
Huh.
But yeah,
congratulations.
So that's what's going on with me. Soundtrack will also be available around that time. As my anniversary. There's nothing else going on October 21st. Just my anniversary.
Right. Yeah. Don't bother going online and.
Nope. Can't pre-order anything for my birthday either. Hopefully.
No.
No. I mean, my anniversary. Man, look at that. I'm getting all messed up here.
I know, huh?
I think I skirted around that enough to not break the NDA or whatever it is I signed.
Yeah, I think it's important to say if you are online on October 21st. It's really important that when you're done, you don't forget to leave the internet open, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to get back on, right?
What you could do is you could go to my page on October 21st.
Oh, yeah?
And wish me a happy anniversary.
Yes.
There may be links and stuff, that information there at OTC Bill on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, because you always post stuff on important days.
Yeah, I'm going to link to my anniversary. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, but you got to release that on time. You can't do it any time but the day of. Because otherwise it's like, why is he advertising his anniversary coming up?
Jesus. You make a great point, man. Great point. Cool. SpectopiaArts.com, quick update.
We're just pumping stuff out. People are buying things. We're international. No one from my family has helped. So my wife is making stuff. Ripley has a couple designs in there. She did that Jason t-shirt in there, or sticker or whatever. It's all a bunch of stuff now.
Love it.
And yeah, I really wanted it to succeed. Like I wanted like, oh, look at this. Oh, surprise, the internet, everybody. No, that's not how the world works. That's how my brain fantasizes stuff. It's like the opposite of catastrophizing. It's like awesomizing, I guess.
Awesomizing. Gotta love it.
Yeah. So it's going to take a while, but people like them. A person from Michigan bought a Michigan Dogman shirt. So I guess I'm doing something right.
There you go.
So yeah, I was very, very happy with that.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah. And it's just like, I'm just drawing whatever comes to mind. I did that weird. I'm like, I'm going to try and do my version of Mike Wazowski. And then I drew it and I'm like, yeah, I can't call that Mike Wazowski. That's weird looking. Because I spent 2 hours on the teeth trying to make him look weird. I think I did all right. But it's just, it was basically like a little dude like poking at a star or something glowing. And it's about, just stay curious.
Fair.
Don't let anybody else tell you what to think.
Love it.
That kind of stuff. Positive messages. So
cool. All right. Well, let's go in with that positive message. Maybe we have positive thoughts about our films that we reviewed this week. I can't be sure.
God. It would be the first time.
Well, no. I think
this week it would be the first time this week.
Be the first time this week. Yes, this is true. Yeah. So this week on the show, we are doing the 1989 thriller Dead Calm. Something I had never seen, and actually through the years I had heard pretty good things about it. The director worked on a lot of other really big films like Clear and Present Danger, and he directed. I'll look it up when we get there, but he directed like a bunch of like big films. So also young Nicole Kidman, younger Sam Neill, younger with hair Billy Zane.
Oh yeah, that's right, hair.
Pre-Phantom Billy Zane, pre-Titanic Billy Zane.
Yeah.
And the other film this week is not the Leonardo DiCaprio one, but a film that's a zombie, maybe a little bit of vampire, like mashup, black comedy, horror film called The Revenant. Which somebody had suggested to me. It was like, oh, have you ever seen this? And I was like, yeah, I'm all set with Leonardo DiCaprio fighting a bear. Like, no. This is like a zombie movie that came out back in 2000, I think it was 2009. I'll look up the exact information when we start the review, but they're like, no, it's actually pretty good. And I watched it. And we'll talk about it in a little while.
Yeah.
Any other housekeeping, I think? No, just, if you want to join our Patreon, that'd be dope. Patreon.com/outside the cinema. Patreon.com/outside the cinema is the place you can go to support the show. Help us keep the show afloat. Help us pay help us pay our search fees. No, help us pay our server fees and our hosting fees, and of course, also when we need to replace stuff, because there will be a replacement iPad coming, hopefully very soon. Every week, I turn the iPad on, and I'm like, "Yep, maybe this is the week it completely stops working."
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff like that. That's all that money goes right back into keeping the show online and helping keeping it DIY. We don't have to pay anyone to put it out for us, although we wouldn't be opposed to somebody paying us to do it, but that's a different story. But I guess that's what the Patreon is. They pay us to do the show.
That is, yeah.
I look really red on my camera. Do I look that red on your side? I know I got some sun yesterday, but I feel like I look bright red.
Let me double check. I have a window in front of. Yeah, you're kind of red.
Yeah, I was out. Well, Travis had 4 baseball games this weekend, so I was out in the sun quite a bit.
Well, you don't look like 4 baseball games worth of burn, so that's good.
That's good, yeah. Well, it's late season too, so it's a little bit different. But yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, Joe's back this week. I think he is starting the Starship Troopers series, and of course, we'll finish it all out with our good friend, the Reverend. Okay. How's that sound? That was pretty good, right? All right, we're gonna do the Revenant first. Let's see if we have a trailer here. Had you heard of this, man?
Which one are we doing?
Let's do the Reverend first.
Okay. No, I hadn't seen it. I'd heard the title, but just as a creature.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the Leonardo DiCaprio one that we didn't cover?
No, I know of it. Guy goes for his kid. Great.
Guy goes for his kid.
Isn't that what he's doing? He's like avenging something, buried his kid or stole his porridge. I don't know. I don't care.
Stole his porridge. There's a trailer for The Revenant 2009.
Heroes fall, and sometimes they rise again.
To me, Bart, you're supposed to be dead. So I gather. Get out of here! Dude, that's my rug? You're a revenant. A revenant?
He will need to drink human blood. If he doesn't, his soul will be in eternal agony.
I just want some blood.
Okay. What type?
Just give me some blood, lady, or I'll give you a bullet sandwich. I feel like I've been given a second chance.
Put your hands on your head. Anybody moves, I'll shoot.
Dude, you got shot a lot.
Convenient mart owner claims that the gunslinger saved his life.
Vigilante gunslinger. You make me a vampire, right? I mean, like, I'll drink your blood, or you drink my blood, whatever we have to do to give me the dark gift.
A dark gift.
Hey, pal. We're like vampire superheroes to protect the innocent. How cool is that?
The vigilante gunslinger saved the day again.
Who are the worst friends?
You suck your best friend's blood.
Not like that.
The Revenant.
Dig in. I don't have much of an appetite. I make it special for you, and now what? I don't have feelings? That is so wrong.
All right, The Revenant. Stop playing, please. Okay, thank you. Cool. Oh, no. What? Where's that even coming from? I didn't even know what. All right. All right. Oof, scared. The Revenant. You had heard of the monster, you said, huh?
Yes, I had.
Okay.
It's in the same realm as vampires and stuff like that.
Would you like to try to give a little explanation of it, or you not know enough?
I mean, it's okay. So you got on one end vampires, which are unrotting, undead ghouls that need to drink the blood of humans to stay alive, and on the other side, you have zombies, which are brain dead, rotting, shambling corpses. A revenant has the intelligence that they had in life, but the body of a zombie.
There you
They
go.
need blood, which then keeps them, in this movie, keeps them a little fresher. Not fantastic, because they talk about the stink all the time, but a Revenant usually has something it has to do, sort of. Sort of like a ghost with unfinished business.
Yeah, there you go.
But it depends on like where you're looking, because one way it's like they're back just to bother people, so like me now, or they're there to assist like a quantum leap situation. Or what I like about this, you don't see a lot of Revenant type things in movies. It's
No,
they
you
always
really
go
don't.
one or the other, because this is a fine line to do. Like another, I guess the only other movie that comes to mind, because I'm blanking, with revenants in them technically is Dead Heat with Joe Piscopo,
Okay, yeah, I like that movie.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, and Death Becomes Her. Somehow that's their I don't know, magic was involved or whatever, but they're reanimated and they keep their injuries, which I really loved about that movie. And this one, too, they keep their injuries, and then they heal if they drink blood, it seems.
Does seem that way, doesn't it?
How's that? Is that good?
That's pretty good, man. Yeah, not bad at all. All right, so your main star here is David Anders. He's a very recognizable face if you, watch television because he's been in a million things. His biggest thing was probably he was one of the main characters in Alias.
Right.
Mr. Stark or Starks, something like that. I don't remember. Or Sark. Cutty Sock?
That sounds right.
Sure. All right. Either way, he was in pretty much the whole run of Alias, but he's also been in stuff like Charmed and iZombie, CSI, Deadwood. I think he was in an episode of Deadwood, Grey's Anatomy. Like, shows up in a bunch of stuff. Yeah. He was also in that Children of the Corn TV remake that came out right around the time of I think probably around the time of this was when that came out, and he had a part in that too. So. But he's your main star here. He plays your main Revenant, Bart. His buddy Chris Wilde. Chris Wilde plays his buddy Joey. This is also directed by Kerry Pryor, written by Kerry Pryor, who worked on not a ton of stuff. Camera operator worked on Bubba Hotep.
Two really, really good movies.
Yeah. So worked camera on Bubba Hotep, and then was also had something to do with John Dies at the End, but I don't really know exactly what because it just says thanks.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought there was something a little more concrete. All right, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah.
No.
John Dies at the End. John Dies at the End. I watched on a whim because I'm like, all right, what the fuck is this about?
Yeah, a lot of special effects works by Kerry Pryor.
Yeah, and I think that paid off in a good way here because the gore and blood effects they're good, but they're not overdone.
Yeah. Kerry worked on a ton of special effects on some bigger, genre films. Nightmare on Elm Street, Lost Boys, or Nightmare on Elm Street 3, excuse me. Lost Boys. Oh, also part 4. The Blob remake, Phantasm 2, The Abyss.
Wow.
Air Force 1.
Okay. Is that making Harrison Ford look human?
He looked human in 97.
No, he was fine. I don't know. I had nothing on that, so.
So the story here is basically you have Bart Gregory. He is at war in Afghanistan, and he is killed in combat doing something he shouldn't do. He's told not to do it. Basically, he thinks he hit a child in the street, and his moral compass takes over, and then he's shot up by a bunch of they weren't even soldiers. They were just Iraqi people that were coming against the government, our government being there when they probably shouldn't have been. And by probably, I mean they shouldn't have been.
Welcome to the Middle East.
Yep, right. So he's killed in this combat. He's brought home. He has his funeral. He is put in his casket, but there's a problem with the placement of the concrete slab on top of it. And he's able to, when he wakes up for whatever reason, he is able to get out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then he's trying to figure out his way like any other revenant or zombie with an IQ has.
Yeah, or soldier that has come back from the war to no support from anyone.
Yes. We do learn that he's got a girlfriend, a very steady girlfriend who was very upset. They got another female friend who is into like Wiccan and mystical stuff, and she's being like, "Hey, there's some stuff going on here." So what ends up happening is his buddy Joey and him realize he needs to drink human blood to be able to be okay, in quotes. And they become vigilantes essentially, where they're like, okay, almost by mistake, where they accidentally shouldn't say accidentally, but they save somebody in a convenience store attempted robbery, and realize that, these what?
There was the gangbanger before that.
Oh yeah, the gangbanger that shows up, rolls up on them, and tries to rob them.
Yeah, that was the one where they're like, oh, what the fuck are we even doing? But the one you're talking about is where they kind of locked in and are like, all right, this is what we got to do. Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
So they're taking out criminals.
Robbed.
Yeah, they're taking out criminals. So if they got to drink blood, they're going to take out the criminals and they're going to drink the blood of the bad guys.
Yeah.
At this point, Joey's alive. He gets shot up in one of the instances, and Bart brings him back by feeding on him, but not drinking all his blood. I'm assuming. I don't know. Here's the thing. the last 20 minutes of this movie, I just nothing stuck. Like, because it's got almost a 2-hour runtime.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, I was on for the ride, but then there's a point where I'm like, we're just repeating ourselves a whole bunch. And I don't know whether I checked out or what exactly happened. But for some reason, the last 20 minutes of this movie for me are a blur.
Yeah, no, I can see that. Absolutely. Because it felt like a decent ending point when they decided to go out and be undead vigilantes,
like
punishers and stuff.
When he gets shot, and then they bring the friend back and they come out together.
Yeah,
I thought that should have been the end of the movie.
That's what I expected.
That scene where they stroll out together, looking like the fucking Matrix or whatever. Like, I'm like, oh, okay, that's like, they're gonna be vigilantes. You can end the movie here and it's fine. But then it goes on for another half hour.
I was gonna say, another 30 minutes, and like, I was digging it, and then it got to that point. I'm like, it got real dark, real quick.
Yeah, total tonal shift.
Which I get. That's fine. I mean, you're out there doing bad stuff to bad people, and if people don't stay dead, they're gonna find you. I mean, what we have is a group of people now that, what did they call it? The Euripides? I don't know how to say it. It was a bacteria or virus that they were talking about on the news. Yeah,
the T virus.
Oh yeah, T virus. Yeah. So that's basically what it is you come back, but I don't know why they weren't seeing more. I don't know. That is the thing that bugs me a little bit, is I like to know how it's transmitted, so I know what kind of danger the characters are in.
Yeah, and that was my issue. My biggest issue is the lack of mythology that comes along with this. Because, like, part of me was like, oh, okay, so why, like, is everybody come back and we just don't know it? Or, like,
right.
That's
the part I didn't understand.
Yeah, like, why is Bart, I don't know, the chosen one? He wasn't bit by anything. He wasn't,
well, in the beginning, he does hit the kid, right?
Yep.
He does hit like this 4-year-old kid. And then he's shot because he's not following protocol, which, by the way, I almost checked out before he got shot, because that sergeant or whoever it was sitting in the back seat was one of the dumbest motherfuckers with the shittiest dialogue. But I guess that was the point, right?
Yeah, no, that's,
you just spewing your talking points, and that's fine. But he was shot. Then you see the people. They're just wearing normal civilian clothes, but there's a nice shot of his head on the ground and the blood like pumping out, and we're not talking crazy Japanese blood pressure, but it looked enough for it to be like, I don't want to see that. Mm. And then his body's dragged away in the opposite direction of his truck. So I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. I see. I didn't even catch that.
That's why vampires, when they say vampires, it's like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But why would they let him go? There's a lot missing, and I feel like the stuff that's missing would have been good as well.
Most likely.
Like, are you gonna Iron Man vampire this guy in a cave in the middle of the Afghan desert or something? And
I don't know, man. I just like this movie. I felt like had a lot of good to offer. Like, I thought the special effects were great. I thought David Anders as Bart, I thought he did really good. The friend Joey kind of started to get on my nerves, but like, he's fine overall.
He's
the girlfriend's
like a
fine.
Slimy Shaggy,
kinda
like a piece of shit stoner from Cabin in the Woods. Like, just real, like, let's fuck people over kind of person.
Yeah.
But it grew on me, but I still, when he got whatever he got, I was like, all right, no big loss there. I will say, though, there's some severed heads in this movie, because that's how you have to kill a Revenant permanently, cut off the head, stake him. The severed head tricks, special effects, makeup, whatever they did, it was the most disturbing severed head I'd ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it was good. It was very good.
I would. I mean, if you could give an Oscar for like one piece of special effects work, like I thought that I was trying to figure out how they got rid of his body in the shot, because like the skin reacts in ways that latex doesn't, and silicone. And it's his head. It's there. But this movie also, I really hated parts of this, and I really, really liked parts of this. Like, a severed head can't talk. So they figure out a way to make it talk. But any other time, Return of the Living Dead 2, they'll yell, "Get that damn screwdriver out of my head." They have no diaphragm and lungs to force air past the vocal cords, and that always kind of bugged me. And this addressed it, and I like that. That was really funny, and it really played into the character's final decision. Like, I don't want to be this for the rest of my life. I don't want to have to use that device to talk. So that actually, I had a little bit of sympathy for him there. That was pretty good. But other than that, nah, he was an instigator.
Yeah. It's funny too, because this reminded me a lot of like Tucker and Dale vs. Evil in a lot of ways, because like the campiness that's brought with it, the jokes that sometimes hit. That's a better movie than this for sure. But like
absolutely.
It definitely lives in that like buddy cop, black comedy like feel.
Oh yeah.
But my biggest issue comes from the tonal shifts that we get in it. I mean, we go from like lighthearted fun to like dark ass dark, and like no real transfer there. And like that can work. Like we've seen it work in other movies, but for whatever reason,
John dies at the end.
Yeah. Or is it Kill List where we get that?
That's one I haven't seen. I keep meaning to watch that, and I don't know why.
I thought we reviewed it on the show.
I think I was off that week, and I was like, oh shit, I wanted to watch that.
Maybe I just watched it for the year-end show or something.
Oh yeah, that's possible. Yeah.
But either way, like these like really like crazy tonal shifts in this film, and it's kind of back and forth. And then when like it gets really dark, and then they try to bring some of the lightheartedness back into it, I'm like, it just doesn't work. And I'm like, you need to stay dark here with where you're taking this, because I think there's a lot of really like I think me and you are pretty close on this. Like, there's a lot of things to like about this movie, and I can see why people would love it, but I can also see why people will be like, yeah, I'm all fucking set with this.
Yeah, I think I would have suggested some changes and maybe cutting a little bit. Like,
the editing is rough. I think the editing is rough.
I would have probably cut the whole drama with the girlfriend and just have her be a regular, normal girl that supports him, instead of a third storyline about a letter in his pocket that, like, we don't need. I mean, it informs the end of the film, which is fine, but it was a lot for a lot of stuff they were doing. It all sort of pretty much paid off. But I was thinking while you're talking about the tonal shifts, and I mean, the people they're interacting with and the people that they are, it's not compatible in tone at all for, Bart's old life and the gangbanger that they run into in the beginning. Yeah, it is like a huge tonal shift. Like, we were at the theater in Revere, and two people started screaming at each other and pushing, and then, fists were going to get thrown and stuff. And I was there with the kids, just me and them, and I did what I would hope anybody would do, and I said, just stand behind me and do what I do. And we just waited. We were about 30 feet away, and the lobby was full, so like there was no chance they were going to get to us, but I needed to shield them in case something started flying through the air. And that was it. I tensed up. I said, okay, I'm just really paying attention to everything going on. You guys just watch. And then it was over. Yeah. And then it goes back, but it takes a long time to come back from that. So yeah, a joke at early, like, but if it was you and me in this situation and I made a joke after we just like ripped the guy's intestines out and made a tie out of it, like, that's different because, it's a joke to you.
Right.
And sometimes I can read the situation, but for the audience, it was probably a shock. But maybe maybe it's supposed to be shocking that he's so casual with it because he is military.
True.
So killing people isn't that far off for him. I don't know. I think this is smarter than it presents itself as.
I won't disagree with that. Lofty goals, just not met.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
All right, Chris. Do you recommend what you grade for The Revenant?
I'm going to recommend it, but I want everybody to know that going into it is kind of like, it's kind of the feeling of like a Neon Genesis Light, where there is the existential horror when you start thinking of, well, what if they had put the cement cover back on his coffin, like to seal it up, like, you know, they do as the last step. Would he have been in there alive the whole time, just rotting away, feeling himself rot? Like, how many other people? And then you just, you know, you can just spiral from there.
Right.
But there's a lot of world building done, and it's done from the uninformed viewpoint of our dumb main characters. I mean, the friend.
Dumb, mean characters.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was a really interesting try. I like that they did a different type of creature that we don't get. I mean, it's a vampire essentially, but I like that they tried to go with a different monster, and the special effects they made my skin crawl with that severed head. That was just the weight of it, the feel. It just looked, ugh. I haven't been this bothered by makeup since Gary Oldman in that Silence of the Lambs follow-up.
Oh, okay.
Ugh. It was just the squishiness of the cheeks when he goes to put the head down. It is very visceral, very, very good. So that raises it up for me a little bit. But
cool.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a push to get through because they hit their dark point, and I feel like it's a little later in the movie than what we're normally used to.
Yeah. In the long run, time doesn't do any favors.
Yeah, I had hit the pause button once just to see, and I honestly thought I had like 15 minutes left, and there were 43 minutes to go.
Yeah, I had the same, almost the exact. We probably were within a few seconds of each other.
Yeah.
Because I did the same exact thing, and I was like, what?
I really try not to. I really try to just let it go and feel it out, but it felt like it had 2 decent stopping points. So I'm like, all right, what's going on here? Is this 3 more hours? Did I get tricked? What's happening? But I'm going to give this I'm going to give it a B, partly because for what it tried, and mostly because like the makeup effects are consistent through the whole thing. Like there's no jokey kind of stuff going on. It's all his eyes are cloudy, so they're cloudy the whole movie, right? You know, and the scarring, all that stuff. It's revealing the Y incision on his chest was really good. They waited a long time to do that, and that was really smart. Yeah, so I'm going to give it a B. I enjoyed it, but I don't know if I would go back. But I really think this is a serious version of Dead Heat, pretty much. But yeah, I don't mind that. It's like, you know, The Crow. The Crow was a Revenant, right? If I remember correctly.
Well, The Crow didn't drink blood, though.
No. So that part, well, I mean, we're talking Revenant, and then it's in like, I think it's in the Native American type of coming back from the dead.
Okay.
Because the Crow is the conduit through the, anyway.
Right.
Yeah, I gave it a B. I liked it, but I also really didn't at times, because I don't know if it just made me uncomfortable with crime or racism. Oh, shit.
It was something I wanted to bring up. I forgot to bring it up. I'm sorry. Glad you said that.
I forgot one huge thing. There's a point where this movie does homages to other movies, but it does it in ways where it's built into the film, so it doesn't feel like, hey, look, we're doing the ending of An American Werewolf in London. He just comes out of the subway station that looks like a movie theater with cars out front, and they start shooting. Sounds familiar. There's another shot where there's it's a high angle shot looking down, and it's misty, and there's like tilted gates and pointed stuff, and it looked just like a Hammer film. And then They did, what was the other fucking movie they did? Like really obvious homages to clearly the movies that inspired them. But they wrote them into the script not as a, hey, look, but as a, this is just happening. And it just happens to look like that. They don't really push it. You don't get like Officer Decker or, Sergeant Monster Squad or any of that stupid shit.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, he's named Carpenter? Okay, sure. It's like, great, that's fine, but like, come on.
I agree.
It's really like obvious, it takes me out of the movie. But if it's something like Silent Hill and the street names are named after sci-fi or horror authors, that makes sense. They're street names,
Right.
Anyway, I'm going to stop talking about this because I could just keep going, I think.
Okay, well, I'll jump in here then. I'm recommending it with kind of that caveat of like, I think there's a good chunk of you that probably won't really like it.
Yeah.
But I think the special effects are strong enough that I can recommend it. That like, yeah, you got to like the eye effect, like his like the whiteout on the eyes, and like, yeah, it's all very, very good effects. But the story is a little all over the place. You're given some low hanging fruit, but then also not given answers. So I think it's an overall recommend, but know that you might not like it, and that's fine. You had mentioned the racism part of this, and one of the things I noticed as I was watching this. And I don't know whether it was done purposely or whether it wasn't, but every time there was a holdup or a murder or something, at first, every single one was some sort of minority. The first guy was an over-the-top, like, Latino, like, gangbanger guy. The next one was an angry black man with the gun in the store.
Angry at the Korean store owner, which is definitely do the right thing.
There.
Yeah. They're riffing on do the right thing. They have to be.
No,
right?
It's definitely something like that. But like, I felt like every piece of crime that we saw, it was like a different minority. And then when there was like a couple of like montages of them doing things, and there's definitely white guys mixed in there. But anytime it was like fully presented as a crime, it was somebody that was like, oh, of course the black guy's doing it. Or
well,
like,
to
yeah,
be
the
fair,
gangbanger is it.
Yeah, there was the white meth head trying to get the guy to take money out of the ATM, but the Asian guy that had the card stole the card, so he was a criminal on top of it, but they let him go.
Yeah.
So
either way, just a little thing that I picked up on. I'm like, why am I seeing another minority?
I think it was to well, first you had to get one of those characters introduced so they could keep coming into the story.
Right.
But I think it was to show maybe. Well, they happened upon it. They weren't looking for it at first.
Right.
So, I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't have an answer for that.
And, it is what it is.
It is, and that's fine, because they do spread it around to everybody, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, as far as a grade, though, I'm going to give it a C+, borderline C. It's got some really good stuff going on, but I felt overall it just didn't deliver for me. And I think this is definitely one, like I said, a lot of you guys will really like it, and I think some of you guys won't. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's a Revenant that's available on Tubi and a couple other places. Next up, a little bit outside of our wheelhouse, but I've seen it shown up on a number of like underappreciated thriller lists. So we are going to do 1989's Dead Calm. Here's a trailer.
Alone on a sea of endless calm, it was easy to imagine they were the only two people on Earth. But into their perfect world, there came a stranger.
Stand up!
Trying to take her across the Pacific on your own?
No, there were 6 of us. The others died 10 days ago.
I'm going on board her.
Can't do that.
He's fast asleep. He won't even know. God, you're pretty.
What about those people, huh? There wasn't any food poisoning, was there?
Go away!
Roscoe Soda!
You think I'm making this up?
No, I don't.
You sound so much like them, Ray! It's scary!
Dead Calm, a voyage into fear. From the makers of The Road Warrior and Mad Max.
Well, there you go. The makers of The Road Warrior and Mad Max. Directed by Philip Noyce. Noyce. Written by Terry Hayes. Based on the book by Charles Williams. Starring Nicole Kidman making her first appearance on the show in many, many years. I think BMX Bandits was probably the last time she was on the show.
That would be, yeah, because we didn't do any of the body snatching movies that she was in one of.
Right.
In the 90s, I think. Or,
Billy Zane, Sam Neill, who we love. We obviously love Sam Neill.
Oh, yeah.
And the three of them essentially carry this movie. There's some other, people, but like they're not really in it very much. It's really just the three of them. Now, Philip Noyce, as we were saying, he is a very well-renowned and well-known producer, director. Has worked on he's written a bunch of the stuff that he's worked on. Through the years, he's worked on such films as, let's just scroll back to around the time of this because I know he's worked a lot. But going back down here, Dead Calm was in 1989. He also worked on Nightmare Cafe, Patriot Games, and by worked on I mean these are films he directed. Nightmare Cafe, Patriot Games, Sliver.
Oh yeah,
not Slither.
Silver.
Yep. Silver, Sliver.
Yep, with Sharon Stone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Clear and Present Danger, The Saint, The Bone Collector, The Quiet American, True Calling, the TV show did an episode of that, Catch Fire, and then he more recently 2010, Salt with Angelina Jolie, which was actually a surprisingly really good movie. I actually really like that.
There's a girl at my school called The Bone Collector.
Whoa! There's a girl at everyone's school named The Bone Collector.
Mine was pregnant freshman year.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. She's a hardcore collector.
Hardcore collector.
Dick collector.
So you have Sam Neill, who plays John. He is in the Navy, the Australian Navy. He's returning from deployment or whatever he was doing. His wife, Ray, is supposed to pick him up with their son. Two cops show up instead and inform John that there was an accident. We learn that his son was killed in the accident, and his wife is alive but injured. And then we get a shockingly graphic dream sequence of her remembering the accident. And it's superbly well done because she's in the car and the child's in the back seat, and she's like, she's doing Itsy Bitsy Spider, and she's like, "Oh, sing it with me, son." And then the kid drops his stuffed animal, unbuckles himself. He seemed a little young to be able to unbuckle himself, but whatever.
No, not back then.
That's true. Good point. Drops down to pick it up. She notices he's out of the chair, and she's like, "Oh, you got to get back in the chair." And then somebody swerves in front of her, and they collide head on. And as I said, in a surprisingly shocking showing, we see her jolt forward in the crash, and then we see the child launched through the windshield, full body, smash one side out the other, and I'm just like, "Whoa, shit!" This is way more than I expected it to be.
That kid, the only word that you need, he was yeeted out of that back seat. Straight body, straight arm, like those dudes that run and then jump like straight planking into a swimming pool.
Yeah.
It looked like that.
Yeah.
It was
crazy.
Horrifying, and then I rewound it and did it again, and it was hilarious.
Right. Yeah. No, I did not rewind it and watch it again, but I could totally see watching it in like slow motion or whatever. And be like, "Oh, this is like horribly fake," but like I just
like
wasn't
when you
expecting
see
it.
the hand, when you see the hand throwing the cat in that Fulci one.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. So we're now she wakes up coming out of a nightmare. We are reintroduced to both Ray and John. They are on a sailboat in the South Pacific, and they are just basically trying to get away from society to deal with their sadness. Which I get. This is like, seems like actually a good thing because you don't have to worry about If you want to be upset, you can be upset. You don't have to,
Yep.
answer
You
or
can
explain to anyone.
Scream as loud as you want to.
Yeah.
A lot of times in movies and in real life, it just destroys the whole marriage.
Right. So they're working at this for sure.
Yeah. So that's already a stronger marriage than what you would expect, I guess, from one of these.
Right. Yeah. So, he like stops her from taking extra pills and stuff. So you can see that he cares, and you can see, and she doesn't get mad about it. And that was, it's a small thing, but I really loved that she didn't get mad about it. Cause like you see somebody taking extra pills or extra prescription medicines in a film, almost, I'd say 95% of the time when you're like, no, don't do that. They get mad and they get pissed and a fight ensues.
Yeah. Cause they haven't talked about it yet.
Right.
They're just bitching about it.
Right. That we don't get. He stops her and she's just like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be taking more.
We have rules here with because now we know how our brains tell us how we interpret things. We all understand that 9 times out of 10 we're probably wrong about the intent behind it because our brain wants us to be the worst possible thing.
Right.
So we stop, and instead of getting mad, or if we do get mad, we can be like, all right, hold it, wait. What did you mean by that? What were you trying to say? And it's really difficult to stop yourself in the middle of that whole mindset of, all right, you're coming at me. I got to defend myself. I had a point.
It's all right.
Oh, yeah. So, like, you can tell that they have done that. They've put the work in. And a lot of other people that you see in movies where it's the, let's say Antichrist, they don't really have decent conversations where they're trying to help each other. Because they don't want to be helped in that one, but that's a whole different case.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know what my point was. It was just something depressing, I guess.
All right, well, we'll move on. If you get to it, we'll get to it. So the two of them are doing their best. We can see that they're struggling, but they're doing their best.
Yeah,
So,
all I was saying is they got it. That they've talked about it. They have a strong relationship. But if you know anything about Nicole Kidman, you'll wonder, why did Sam Neill get her pregnant when she was like 15 and a half?
What?
She was 19 when the movie was made, and that kid was at least 3 years old.
Was she really?
Yeah.
She was that young? I don't think I realized that.
Yeah, Sam Neill is like, in later interviews, he said that he was not very comfortable with that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She does look right out of junior high school, doesn't she?
She does. But I mean, Nicole Kidman looked very, very young for a long time.
That's true. But I mean, since the BMX one there, it's nothing. She's not, I haven't seen her this young in anything.
Let's take a look at her filmography. Obviously, Nicole Kidman is like known for so many different things. But now let's take a look at her filmography, just strictly as an actress, and scroll back down because I know she did a lot of like Australian TV and stuff early in her career. So BMX Bandits was 1983.
Okay.
And then Skin Deep, 83. Trying to look at the stuff that would have been.
Yeah, she would have been about 16 then.
So Dead Calm is 89. Days of Thunder is 1990.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So when she got married to Tom Cruise, she was probably only like 22 years old.
Kind of naive still.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's how Tom Cruise gets them.
Well, yeah. That's probably
Katie
why I don't
Holmes,
watch
all of it.
DiCaprio movies. Not, yeah.
I mean, the difference between
not a
Cruise
fan of
and DiCaprio is Cruise has got the whole Scientology weirdo shit going on. So it's like he's like deceptive and gross, where Leonardo DiCaprio just likes young women and gross.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the end of that is in sight.
Well, yeah, he's too old now.
Well, no, I just mean like all these fucking like I'm not saying that if you like people up to the age of 24, you're a pedophile, but it brings it to mind.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. And I've always said this when Mel and I discuss different things and we talk about, and something like that comes up with whether it's an actor or a musician or whatever. And I'm like, listen, I wouldn't want to have a conversation with a 21-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Like, let alone anything else. Like,
yeah. Always Sunny did a thing with that, where Dennis was trying to date people 20 years younger than him, and he could not relate to them. And he looked weird doing it, and that was the point. He was supposed to look creepy and weird because they're talking about, dating outside of your age range there. And yeah, there's a report or some files or something somewhere with a whole bunch of names on it, and I'm really curious to see what happens with that. And that's just what it reminded me of. And the young Nicole Kidman being naked. She's 19. Okay, fine. It's not a Polanski film, so we're okay.
Well, she was born in 67.
She's 58 now, right?
Is that 67?
I don't know.
Well, she was born in 67, so
Yeah.
77, 87.
Yeah, because 5 years would be 72, and then that's minus then my...
So when did they must have filmed this a couple years before, because it says 89. 67, 87 would have been 20. So did they film it in 1986?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
I didn't know that. And now I'm kind of bummed that I didn't know that, because it kind of changes the way I'm looking at it.
You know what? She is an absolutely fantastic actress.
She is. I do really love Nicole Kidman in general. I actually like Nicole Kidman like now in the last the last 10 years. She's done some like Big Little Lies was excellent. Nine Perfect Strangers was really good. Like those short run TV series.
Okay.
Like the HBO series and stuff like that. Like she was Big Little Lies. She was excellent in. And
I liked when she was picking odd projects like the Golden Compass.
Okay.
Stuff like that, where it's like you go out and you take when actors do stuff like that, like they take on a really weird thing, like Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
Doing Cronenberg stuff. It's like, okay, I got a lot of respect for you. Or what's her face that Ming Na that did the voice of Mulan. Like then she goes and does Star Wars. You could tell they're just like I just like playing pretend.
Right.
And
right.
I like that. I also like actors that can poke fun at themselves or purposely take a role where they'll look ugly, like Brad Pitt in 12 Monkeys.
What was the park? Wasn't she in a Park Chan-wook movie?
Who?
Like Nicole Kidman, like around probably like 2010, 2011. That I remember her being really good in, and it was kind of like, oh, I'm like, she's working, working with a Korean director here. Like, oh yeah, like this is great.
Okay.
And
what around when? 2011?
2011 maybe. I can't remember.
I don't think I watch a lot of her stuff. I mean, I like her when I see her, but
it was the one where like the father passed away, and there was the like. I gotta look it up. I'm sorry. I gotta look at it. I'm
okay. Yeah.
Park Chan-wook, obviously best known as the director of Old Boy, and The Handmaiden and stuff. Yeah, Stoker.
Oh, Stoker.
After India's father dies, her uncle Charlie, who she never knew existed, comes to live with her and her unstable mother. She begins to suspect a mysterious, charming man has ulterior motives. Yeah, I remember her being excellent in that.
Okay. I did see that. I remember that.
I think we watched it on the show for like end of year show.
I want to see.
It came out.
That sounds familiar.
And Park Chan-wook is known for getting really good performances out of his actors in general, because like he did Snowpiercer and obviously Old Boy is the one we talk about a lot, but he's also worked a lot on like different Max stuff, like Max TV shows, and very solid director. Anyway, we're getting away from the point. So Deadcom. So they notice the ship on the horizon the next morning when they get up, and Sam Neill very much is like, well, there's something wrong with that ship. He's like, it looks like it's been through some bad weather. He's like, we got to check it out. And she gives him the, well, do we have to, I'm really happy with just the two of us here,
Yep.
And he's like, listen, I'm happy too, and I understand, but if there's somebody on that boat that needs our help, we have to look into it.
Right.
Which is what I feel like most normal people would do. He tries to get them on the radio. He can't get them on the radio. Like, okay. But then she notices somebody in a dinghy working their way to the boat, and they're like, okay, there's somebody in there. He gets there, it's Billy Zane, and they pull him out of the boat, and he immediately starts to weave and tell them this story that, there was food poisoning, everybody died, the boat is now sinking. But he leaves out a lot of like details. Well, why is the boat sinking? And, all this stuff. So he's, another interesting thing is he never says thank you to them, which is just like a little thing, but like he doesn't thank them for like letting him come aboard and like helping him and taking care of him. And
I mean, I'm going to be honest. If I saw somebody coming off a wrecked ship, rowing a rowboat that fast
and furious, like the whole,
I would start the engine and leave. I wouldn't trust that person at all.
No, I agree. I would not have let him on the boat right away either. Like they have,
we'll drag you behind. We'll give you food, but you're not getting on the fucking boat
until we figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But they let him on, and
because you have to have a movie. So
yeah, and also there's no hiding what this movie is. Like he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, and probably not even really just a wolf they're picking up. Like,
yeah.
So they give him some food, and he goes to sleep. And Sam Neill's like, "Listen, I've got to go check out what is going on in this boat. Like, I just, he immediately knows that something is not right.
Oh, because the other guy also didn't want to go back.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going back.
Yeah.
So, but this is where I kind of I had an issue with the fact that like he leaves her on the boat with him.
Mm-hmm.
And they also there's nothing wrong with their boat. So why can't they just drive their boat closer to it?
Oh, because he would have heard the engine start.
Oh, yeah. That's what it was.
I remember that.
That's what it was. Yes, you're right.
There's a couple things that stay stuck in my head, but I'm like, all right, that makes sense, but it also puts everybody in a very dangerous position.
Right. So he goes over. He
smart writing.
He takes the dinghy. He leaves her alone on the boat with him, but he's not intending to be gone long.
Yeah, he's just a quick back and forth,
But that's obviously not how it goes that way. He gets there, finds a bunch of dead bodies, sees that the boat's been sabotaged, and is like, oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, it's wrecked.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of the best, derelict vessels I've ever seen.
Cinematography in this movie is top notch.
Uh-huh.
Very, very good cinematography. So the cinematographer on this was Dean Semler, who also worked on Dances with Wolves and Apocalypto.
Oh, shit. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. What else here? And still to this day, he's working Maleficent. Obviously, he did the cinematography on the greatest film of all time, Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2.
Okay, yeah.
Date Night. Yeah, he works on. Where he's worked on tons of stuff. Let's go back to the beginning when he was in Australia. Road Warrior.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
But Dances with Wolves is cinematography that's taught in college classes, I would imagine.
Razorback.
Oh, man.
Beyond Thunderdome.
The best of the Jaws ripoffs was Razorback.
Razorback's great. Cocktail, Young Guns, Farewell to the King, Young Guns 2, City Slickers, Power of One, Super Mario Brothers, Last Action Hero, Waterworld. Yeah, a lot of stuff. A lot of really good garbage in there.
Well, all of the stuff that ended up being junk was supposed to be good, so he picked appropriately.
I'm willing to bet when you look at Waterworld, you're like, well, those shots look pretty good, but this movie is just ridiculous.
Let's not waste anybody's time here. Clearly, he got the Waterworld job because of this.
Yeah, probably. Cinematography was excellent.
Yeah.
So now Sam Neill's trying to get back to the boat, but Billy Zane is woken up, and everything goes to hell. He's able to get their boat out of there, John's unable to get back on the boat, and now Billy Zane essentially is holding Nicole Kidman hostage. Sam Neill gets back to the other boat, is able to fix it somewhat. He's able to get the boat moving. He drains out some of the flooding, but he keeps coming across more dead bodies. And there's some really effective stuff going on when he's in the water underneath, and there's a severed head that comes floating by, and really effective stuff, and really kind of heavy stuff for a kind of just a Hollywood R-rated thriller.
Yeah. Yeah, just more tense. But this is, they do a really good job with the implied backstory of the crew.
So this film lives on its tension, and I feel like it does a pretty good job of building it, especially when you are with Billy Zane and Nicole Kidman, Huey and Ray, because Billy Zane plays psychotic very well.
Yeah, because he's got a very handsome, charming face and smile.
Right, and we don't hate Billy Zane now, right? Like, he didn't, like, try to join ICE or anything, right?
I'll check, but I don't think so.
I think Billy Zane we're all right with.
I hope so, because
I think we're still mad at him for kicking that little kid off the boat or taking that little kid on the boat in Titanic. But other than that, I think we're good.
Well, I mean, that's how you become memorable, right?
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, but that's like a good show of, like, you know, he's got this like dark sadistic side to him that he's able to tap into in films and just does a really, really good job. And I genuinely feared for Nicole Kidman's character in this because he was unpredictable. And like you could tell he was off his rocker. And he's really, really good at it.
Yeah. He really is.
Billy Zane is holding her hostage, and they get that boat moving, and they're basically going the other direction. And now he's taken her. Sam Neill is able to get the other, as we said, is able to get the other boat, the one that was sinking, going, and is following as quickly as he can. He's briefly able to communicate with Ray through the radio system, but he's only able to use Morse code because the microphone is broken or whatever. And so she knows he's coming, and she's got to find a way to stop their boats so that he can catch up.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the tension keeps building. She has to figure out ways, and I don't want to give any of it away, figure out ways to basically slow him down, to also be able to, like, they have a gun on board she's trying to get to, and all of these different things she's trying to do.
Yeah.
And as a film I had actually never seen before, but I had people had told me, they're like, Deadcom's pretty good. And I know, like, you shrugged when I sent it to you too, because like it's like a Hollywood thriller. Like,
yeah, it's Thursday. What am I gonna watch at Blockbuster? And then, this
I've never
cover
seen
catches
Deadcom.
your eye. Yeah,
yeah. But I thought it was pretty good, man.
Like, I was surprised. I really could have done without the Stockholm Syndrome sex scene, but that's all right. I just think the sex scenes in movies, I'm kind of over them.
It's interesting because it is far more graphic than I would have expected it to be, and also far more graphic.
That's why it got rented so much.
Yeah, far more like hard than I thought, based on just the type of movie it is. Like, But yeah, you see apparently you see 19-year-old Nicole Kidman very naked. I mean, she looks great. Like, she looks great, but like it wasn't needed. Like, I understand the reasoning for her character and why she's doing it.
Yeah, you got to get him on your side because he's going to murder you.
Right. And this gives you an opportunity to, you know, he lets his guard down, and it works. And it sucks that she had to go through it to make it work, but it does. And I think maybe that, you know, again, I don't think it was needed, but the fact that it was there, and it makes her, in a weird way, you see that she's a strong character because she, you know, she's willing to do this because, okay, it's going to give me an opportunity.
Right. I have to do what I have to do, but she also should have gotten the gun first.
Right. No, I agree. Yes, she doesn't.
She waited way too long for that.
But she makes up for it in her will, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, she's definitely a good, well-written character because you can see that they have spent time together on the boat. She does know what she's doing, and she's going to be, you know, hard easy to put down. It's going to be a real hard problem, which is nice because you don't see that a lot. It's usually some dude moving as fast as he can to go and save the helpless girl. But it's like, hey, why don't you cut one of his balls off to distract him? Okay. And then, right. And that's the plan. But like, she knew how to look for him. She understands the compass, how to use she puts the sails up. Like, you know, she's competent. So you know that Billy Zane is gonna face she's the main character.
Yeah. And it works so good too, because like, you know that Sam Neill is a high ranking Australian naval official. You get, because when you see him, he's in his full uniform. He's got lots of valor on there. So you know that okay, well, he very, very easily could have taught her all of these things.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't it's not that well, why would she know this? She's just a housewife. No, he obviously out to sea with them. He made sure she knew what she was doing.
Yeah. She goes with him. She's not a passenger. She's a crew person. She's a crewmate.
What I loved about this movie that I did not expect was that I thought, and again, I had not seen this, I've not read the book. I thought it was going to be like Billy Zane holding the two of them hostage the whole time.
Yep.
And it's not. No. They separate them, and Sam Neill is pursuing them, trying to get back to them for the duration of the flick.
And they separate them in a really, good.
Yeah, it's done very well. It's done very well. And I really like that because I thought it was going to be like Sam Neill's tied up in the below deck, and he's gonna rape the girl and all this crazy stuff. And it's not that. It is that, but he's not they're separated, and it just worked so well because then they then put Sam Neill's character in danger in a completely different way because the boat is sinking now. There is damage to it that he wasn't able to fix, and he's gonna drown.
And unlike last time, there is no hope. There's no help for him. Right. He's dead if he goes down with that boat.
And again, they show that he knows what he's doing because he does absolutely everything to save himself. Yeah. And he does, obviously, because it's the movie.
And
but it's just done so well.
Yeah.
Done so well, yeah. The one thing I can do without in this movie is the bullshit jump scare ending that we get. Which I will ruin here because it doesn't add anything to the movie where you think Billy Zane is dead and gone and then pops up again. And he is really there. It's not her waking up from a nightmare or anything like that. He actually is there. Yeah. And I feel like we just could have done without it. We didn't need it. I understand why it's there, but we didn't need it.
I actually, when they checked that Survivor boat raft, I really expected it to end with a is he actually dead instead of a definitive answer to that question.
I love the shot they did of the bloody handprints and the rope on the side of it. So you were like, oh yeah, maybe he is alive. But I still think it should have ended there. But it's fine. It doesn't hurt the rest of the film. So, that's great.
All right.
Christopher, my good friend.
Yeah.
Do you recommend, and what is your grade for Dead Calm?
All right, I'm going to do this real quick because I cannot wait until the other two segments are done to go pee. Absolutely a recommend, and this is an A- suspense story.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, do it. I'm gonna recommend this also. A lot to really like about this. I think the acting is top notch. I think the writing is top notch. The cinematography is incredible. Some of the best, water sequences I've ever seen. Is really, really, really good. I can do without the end, but I don't think it hurts the film in any way to bring it down out of a. I'm going to give it a B+. It's a little slow. It is a slow burn. B+, borderline A-. Really surprised because we don't cover a lot of Hollywood. Now I know it was Australian made, but Hollywood. I remember commercials for this on TV stuff, so it's not the type of thing, but it's very good. B+, A- is really, really what I'm thinking right there. And I'm going to fill this time till Chris gets back because I'm really sure that Chris is going to want to hear what Joe has to say about Starship Troopers because I know Chris is a big Starship Troopers fan. And it's the type of thing where, I don't want him to miss out for it. And he's back.
Oh, I like parodying fascists. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's parody some fascists with our good friend Joe.
Well, hello, Bill. Hello, Chris. And hello, OTC Nation. It's your boy Joe here. And this week, Bill took me into outer space.
Deep space.
He made me watch Starship Troopers. Okay, Joe. You got this. Don't get political. People don't necessarily love that. They're here for an honest movie review and some jokes. So that's what you're going to give them.
Bring them the opinion.
Boy, this movie puts a shiny coat of optimism paint on a fascist society, huh? Fuck. I did it.
You're trying.
Oh, well. You had to rip that Band-Aid off sometime. And honestly, did you expect something else?
Nope.
Would you like to know more? Well, you're going to have to wait a little bit because I want to talk about movies that you didn't think were going to be that gory and violent, but then they just showed you a guy getting his brain sucked out by a proboscis dripping with goo, and don't you fucking dare cut away from that shot. They need to see the whole fucking thing.
Yep.
Hot Fuzz had not one, but two scenes where part of a building ends up in somebody's head, and it's like love letter to action movies that ramp up the blood was very welcome in my brain space. From Dusk Till Dawn pulled a guess what, motherfuckers? This is a vampire movie, and there's enough body parts and fluids to give Cronenberg a Cronen boner. The 1988 remake of The Blob is a super slept-on gore fest that proves that not all remakes are bad, but Kevin Dillon's hairstylist is.
So true.
Cabin in the Woods, Bone Tomahawk, Drive, Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. All of these are movies that I was expecting, some light to medium violence. Walked away thinking, boy, they must have just wiped their ass with the studio notes. Good for them. All that said, when I saw this in theaters 28 years ago, I didn't know Paul Verhoeven directed it. Had I known, I would have been better prepared. So Johnny Rico is about to graduate high school in Buenos Aires with his girlfriend, Carmen Ibanez. Rico and Ibanez living in Argentina. Played by two actors whiter than a rerun of Mama's Family in a snowstorm. I'm going to give you one guess where their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents came from. I'm just saying. When Christmas came around, they were probably eating sauerkraut and something ending with worst in the name. And here's where they make a fascist society look just peachy. Everyone here is supposed to be a regular person. These aren't the kids of political elites or CEOs, but they all look healthy and well-fed, and they're well-dressed, and they're all happy, and they're getting an education that doesn't punish them for having varying opinions. And it only just kind of skirts the edges of classism with their civilians versus citizens business. Shit, Rico's parents are anti-war pseudo-intellectual types who look like extras at a dinner party in an episode of Frasier, and they're rich as fuck. They're like that family John Hughes tries to convince you is middle class, like Wyatt in Weird Science, but did you see that fucking house? But as a middle class person, you're looking at them like how's the accounting firm you probably own? You wouldn't know middle class if they suddenly started voting in their own self-interest all of a sudden.
That won't happen.
Some insectoid foreign invaders attack, and even though they were actually just defending themselves from humans, and we're off to the fucking races. The real beauty of Starship Troopers is that it can be enjoyed in equal measure as a satire of war and society and media, or just as a balls-out science fiction action movie that is 2 hours that fly by like it was half that. And again, Verhoeven is in full-blown Verhoeven mode here with the blood and guts. He goes full Verhoeven.
And you never go
when the
full
dumb farm
Verhoeven.
guy gets his head blown off in a training exercise. When a TV propagandist, I mean a reporter, gets shredded like a pork shoulder by the arachnids. One that I think gets me more than other people, and I don't even know why, when a big tank bug sprays acid and this lady gets like a third of her body melted off. Ugh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Ugh.
I can only imagine how many people went to see this expecting a soft R sci-fi adventure and got ass, blood, and guts just spraying everywhere.
Some of the kids that were taken out of the
how many
theater,
first
I
dates do you
remember
think
that.
were ruined by this movie? Probably for the best. Or, how many people watched this and didn't get the message? It became rigid little right-wing fucks because, We couldn't shove them in lockers anymore. Well, I couldn't. I did that one too many times. Well, you know, broadly gestures around. I'll tell you one thing for sure. While I did appreciate the satire even back when I was 20, given my age, philosophies, and general worldview after 28 years of strangeness compounding yet more strangeness, I definitely look at this movie, I don't know, differently now than I did then.
Like it's impossible not to.
It seems a little bit more real or possible. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It always has been.
Maybe more than anything, the CGI still holds up surprisingly well. And the more disturbing things that happen here still disturbed me. Upon this has got to be my at least 10th viewing of this film, and those disturbing things were still disturbing. That's hard to do. I don't know. Here's the thing. The good. Oh, daddy. The satire here is sweeter than the apple fritters that the Amish folks here in Farmland, Michigan sell. Also, what a fucking cast. Like Michael Ironsides, Clancy Brown, also Dina Meyer. Let me listen. Come here. Dina Meyer as Dizzy, the girl who pines for Rico, even though he has the personality of an empty cardboard box, I'll reference you back to those apple fritters. She could get it. The bad. I'm sorry. I just don't get Casper Van Dien. Like, they tried a few times to make him the new leading man, but
yeah, they did.
I'm led to believe that requires a charisma stat higher than a level 1 character, and he rolled a 3.
Yeah.
Also, I had to whittle down like what would have been like a 60-minute fucking TED Talk of a review into what I've presented here. Starship Troopers holds up like a well-built oak wood case.
Love it.
Bookcase. I meant bookcase. A well-built oak bookcase. I'm going to give it an A-, maybe even an A. Just a really good, fun movie with some good points. I'll be back next week with a movie I've never heard anyone say anything good about ever. Starship Troopers 2. Until then, be good, everyone.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't really heard anybody say anything in general about Starship Troopers 2.
No.
Good or bad.
Agreed.
Agreed. All right, let's see here. Where is Scott's segment? I forgot to do the email. So I'm updating it now. Updating. Anyway. So how's your sex life?
It hasn't changed in years.
Yep, same. All right, here we go. Like, I think this week will probably be pretty quick because Joe's off this week, just so you guys know. Joe's on vacation. And Scott sent a segment, so, I mean, we'll have to deal with him, but...
Yeah. Well.
When do I get a week off?
Never. He can have a week off whenever he wants it. Just tell me. That's all Joe does. Joe's like, oh, I can't do a segment this week. All right.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. With Reverend Scott. So stop looking at my tits. Oi.
Hey there, Bill and Chris. This is Reverend Scott.
Whatever.
What if I told you this week I was going to review a film that was written by the same man that wrote and directed my #1 film last year, starring a man from a recent Alien film and Luke Skywalker himself, and it's a Stephen King book adaptation.
Oh, man. I want to watch that movie.
They didn't make that movie.
No.
Oh, but they did. And it's called The Long Walk. From the writer-director of Strange Darling, J.T. Molnar, directed by Francis Lawrence, a.k.a. the Hunger Games guy, comes The Long Walk. Tagline: the task is simple. Walk or die. Let's hear a trailer.
Let's try this one.
Okay.
Liberty Mutual.
Liberty Mutual.
It's the year, I don't know, 1960 or something. Probably. They never really say. All we know for sure is that America is a dystopia ruled by a totalitarian regime. But, I hear you already, Reverend Scott, I thought this movie was fiction. Well, keep your panties on, I'm getting to that.
Don't touch me, pervert.
You see, times are rough around the country, so incredibly rough that most people are willing to do just about anything to turn their lives around. Even join a lottery that when you turn 18 means you have a chance to quote-unquote win an entry into the long walk. Apparently every boy signs up for it, and since this is Stephen King, there's no girls allowed.
Oh man, that's great.
Calm down. But it's not easy to quote-unquote win. They only allow one guy per state for each of the 50 states. Such as one of our leads, Ray Garrity, played by Cooper Hoffman, who, by the way, is a Nepo baby, son of Philip Seymour Hoffman. Although, sadly, Cooper lost his dad when he was only 10 years old, so I'll give him a pass. Another lead is David Johnson, who played the synthetic Andy in Alien Romulus. He was simultaneously the best and worst part of the film with his amazing performance, but also the worst fan service, pointless one-liner of film history. But he didn't write the fucking thing, so get off his back, will ya?
But what the hell's going on?
I'll tell you what the hell's going on, even though it's pretty simple. Judy Greer is dropping off her son Ray to meet the General and his army of soldiers. The General, of course, being a gruff-looking Mark Hamill, who is this film's scenery-chewing guest star. He explains the rules. They'll all start to walk. The watch they put on their wrist will monitor their speed. They gotta maintain 3 miles an hour or more. Go slower and you get a warning, then a second warning, and then a final warning. After that, in their words, they punch your ticket. Every uninterrupted hour that you walk, one warning is erased from your record. They provide all the water and pouches of nutrient slime to eat that you could want. Just be aware, bathroom breaks might be a problem. Unfortunately, that's addressed in detail several times in this.
We just kind of sat down and pooped our pants.
Yeah, and regressed back to being children.
Oh, and don't try and touch the soldiers or leave the road. Instead of a quick bullet to the head, they might just shoot you in the stomach and let you bleed out on the street by yourself. Imagine walking for days, then fucking it all up in that way.
But this one, I'm kicking myself in the balls for doing that.
Sounds terrible, and it is. But the good news is, the last one still walking wins untold riches and a single wish for anything they desire. I asked Bill what his wish would be, and he told me he'd wish for a pink pony.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, not bad, right?
Who are you trying to impress?
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
So when you have a movie that consists of a group of people just walking for days on end, how do you make it more interesting than the occasional head explosion from a gunshot? Why, diverse, quirky, verbose characters talking nonstop for virtually the entire runtime, of course. For a 108-minute movie, there must have been 400 pages in the script. They just talk and talk and talk.
It's the longest hour and 27 minutes I've watched in a really long time.
On top of that, these actors either really walk throughout all their scenes or they make it look that way with movie magic. I'm not sure exactly how they did it, but it's pretty convincing. I got tired just watching these boys. I guess the original book had 100 contestants, which this starts with only 50. Some of them think they're super tough and burn themselves out pretty early.
Get out of the way. Let me do this. Let me show you how strong I am.
By the end of day one, they go up a hill and probably 25 get their ticket punched at once like it was the red light, green light scene in Squid Games. One of those quirky characters that does make it pretty far is a guy in glasses that has a pad of paper and a pen with him. He's trying to write a book from the inside of the long walk from the perspective of someone on the walk. So not only is he dealing with all the bullshit that goes along with this fatal challenge, but he's also trying to write at the same time. and he ends up breaking his ankle or something and walking on this bloody stump with his foot sticking out sideways until he finally collapses from the pain. So, needless to say, no one will ever see that damn book.
So it didn't matter anyway.
Nope.
One guy is, I don't know, the asshole of the group, which there's really only one that's like that, and he inadvertently gets another guy killed.
People are the
Sometimes.
worst. People are the worst.
Well, yeah, they're the worst people.
One guy looks like he's a Swedish athlete or something and seems like he might be a big contender, but then he starts catching the flu on day one. That's unfortunate. And there's a whole host of other people too. You can help others if you want, but at the end of the day, only one person can win.
Being a nice guy does not pay, as we have learned.
No.
But the two most important people are Ray and Synthetic Andy himself, or how he's known here, Peter. Ray is very supportive of others, surprisingly enough, and Peter is somehow always positive and lifts the mood for everyone.
I'm too nice, is what it comes down to.
Even when it came to walking through the night, where they kind of took micro naps while still walking, Peter keeps Ray from falling behind. But this goes on for days, non-stop walking without breaks or sleep. I was thinking by like day 4, which 3 miles an hour average for 24 hours is 288 miles straight. The math is actually right in this movie when you start thinking about it.
Are you fucking kidding me? And that was an instant like, nah, fuck you guys.
Because it just keeps going beyond that. We're treated to many bloody, gory executions by the general's soldiers, and occasionally the general stops by to congratulate the remaining contestants on various milestones, like the first 100 miles walked, to which they tell him to fuck off, and he applauds their fighting attitude. You may be thinking, why the fuck would you ever volunteer for this shit? Well, for Ray, it's not just about the riches. He has a wish that will get him the revenge that he's always wanted. And for Peter, he's spent his whole life with almost nothing. Everyone around him has died or abandoned him, so he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. And while there's something to be said about how the general has been censoring this dystopian world, there's not a lot of detail to that aspect of the story.
There's a lot of room for social commentary and all kinds of stuff. And there really wasn't anything. It was just, fuck you hippies, yuppies, whatever.
I'm fine with the things that they do address by the end, from a character aspect at least. For me, I got to see enough of this run-down, depressing world to understand why someone might be misguided enough to say yes to this suicidal event.
I mean, there's a lot of questions they raise, but they don't answer them, and in this movie, it works.
Yeah, sometimes I hate that. Sometimes
most of the time I hate it.
Yeah.
Overall, this is an interesting film that is well-paced, pun intended, and has some shocking gore and some touching moments both. Just you better be ready for a lot of talking. So overall, I recommend The Long Walk. It's not going to blow you away necessarily, but it will entertain. Not exactly a feel-good movie either, but it's worth a straight B. I think that's enough talking about such a simple movie today, but how did you guys do on your reviews last week? You both seem to really enjoy Howl, despite it having some of the worst movie box art I've ever seen. But since you've both worked in retail, you could both appreciate how difficult it must have been to have dealt with this scenario.
He has to deal with shitty customers every day. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, wait, there's fucking werewolves? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's different.
I give Howl a B, and the review gets an A-. As for Psycho Cop...
Spoiler alert, this movie is not good.
No, it's not even close to good.
I could tell Bill had a soft spot for Bob Vance of Vance Refrigeration, but that just wasn't enough. But your combined suffering with a bad movie means I have to give Psycho Cop an A, and the review gets a B+. And yes, I know I just reviewed a couple movies that I haven't seen. Bill finally picked up on that last week after like 14 years, only to forget my name.
I don't think I realized this until right now, but Joe gives the films that we've reviewed a grade even if he hasn't seen them. He just gave that film a D, but he's definitely not seen it.
The memory is always the first thing to go. Oh well, until the next time Luke Skywalker berates boys into walking until they die. Peace and love, guys. Outside the cinema, always prepared for spooky season.
Halloween's coming up, and that's the perfect time for bats and ghosts and ghouls and gabagools and whatever else is going on.
Gabagools. That it? All right. That's all right. Hi. Thank you guys for hanging out with us outside the cinema. Follow Christopher and I on the socials at OTC Bill, at Cthulhu. Follow Chris's Spectopia Arts at spectopiaarts.com. Also, the what's the Instagram for it again? Is it at Spectopia Arts?
I think so, yeah. I got to write it down and stick it on the monitor here so I remember.
There you go. Yeah, join the Patreon, patreon.com/outside the cinema. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll be back next week with some additional reviews and, go from there.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.